Hi, this is Jake Irvin for IMTS TV. We're back at the Advanced Manufacturing Center for today's Shop Talk feature. Today, we're speaking with Derek Korn, the senior editor for Modern Machine Shop magazine. How's it going today, Derek?
It's going great, Jake. How are you doing?
I'm great, thanks. So, for the last 2 years, Modern Machine Shop has conducted a Top Shops benchmarking survey. Can you tell us a little bit about what that survey is all about?
If you're an owner or manager of a machining business, how do you know if your operation is on par with those that lead in the industry? Our Top Shops benchmarking program enables shops to determine that. This year's survey started in January. The online survey was made available to contract shops, job shops, and captive organizations. We received 350 replies that filled out the survey. From that, we created a set of 3 benchmarking reports that were sent only to those who participated in the survey that outlined data breakdown in terms of type of shop, number of parts produced in a year, and gross sales. While that went only to the shops that participated, we also created an executive summary of data reports that explains how a Top Shops benchmarking group that we calculated compares to the other shops that participated in the survey. But that we offer for free to anybody who's interested in receiving it.
Okay. So what are the survey's results? How do they manifest themselves on the show floor at IMTS?
Well, there's a number of technologies here that Top Shops say that they're using per our survey. For example, if you look at turn mill multitasking machines, nearly 50% of the Top Shops in our survey say they use turn mill machines, but only 30% of the other shops say they use it. Now, this kind of reflects greater acceptance of this technology, but it also kind of hints at programming and operating these machines are becoming easier. Another example is 5-axis machining. More Top Shops perform full contouring 5-axis machining than the other shops. On average, though, they both perform 3+2 machining at about the same rate. For this latter operation, shops are simply happy to be able to orient a part in 5 axes for more effective machining. This is also demonstrated in high-speed machining, hard milling, hard turning. The Top Shops are more apt to do these more advanced operations than the other shops that we surveyed.
Now, do those more advanced operations, are they saving them time and money? Is that why they're using those technologies?
That's exactly why. Time, money, more efficient use of their labor as well. It all gets down to the bottom line. And that's actually what Top Shops is all about. It's not just about highlighting advanced machining technologies. We want to dig deeper and learn about business strategies that these shops are implementing to become more efficient and more effective.
Absolutely. That's what being a Top Shop is all about.
Exactly.
So you were talking about hard milling. What about non-chip making machines?
A great example of that is water jet machining. Twice as many of the Top Shops use water jet machines than the other shops we surveyed. And I find that interesting because there's a variety of ways you can use a water jet. You can just set it up to run parts from sheet or plate material, and what's great is you can machine from metals, non-metals, foams, a variety of different things.
Wow.
But what you can also do is to reduce some of the machining time on your machine center, you can rough cut some of these parts to shape on a water jet first, so you have it ready to go for your machining center. And it's also worth noting that water jet technology is becoming more effective at 3D contour cutting. So that could open up some opportunities as well.
Wow, that's really cool.
It is cool.
And I actually learned this morning that fig Newtons are cut with a water jet. Is that right?
Only the real ones, yes.
All right, I love fig Newtons. It's not a cookie, it's a fig Newton.
That's what I've heard.
What do the results of the Top Shop survey say about consumables and other supportive machining equipment?
The Top Shops are more likely to spend a little more on high-quality tooling, more so than the other shops. They're willing to absorb that initial cost because they know that down the line they're going to reap the benefits of longer tooling life as well as just overall more effective cutting and cutting performance.
Absolutely. Now, what do the survey results say about part inspection?
It's interesting. Most all shops that were surveyed have a CMM in their quality department. But the top shops are more likely to have shop floor CMMs and portable measuring arms so that they can install that equipment very near the point of manufacture. So they don't have to take apart all the way back to the quality department for measurement. That machine stays idle. Instead, they have the measurement capability right at the machine, so they can do that very quickly and get the machine back up and running. Because if the spindle's not cutting, it's not making the shop money.
And that's what it's all about.
That's exactly what it's all about.
Now, in terms of other machining equipment and practices, are there other notable findings in the survey you can tell us about?
The top shops are more likely to install automation for robot loading and unloading of machine tools. It's still a relatively low percentage. I think it was 18% of the top shops use automation in that way, but that's still half again more than the other shops that we profiled. Another interesting topic was top shops are more apt to bring in-house rather, secondary operations such as anodizing, passivation, as well as laser marking and other types of marking. Likely the reasons for doing that is just to have better control of the process and a better control of delivery times.
All right. Now, Derek, you're the guy who would know. Where can attendees come and learn more about the benchmarking survey and what the results might have in store for their shop?
Well, for our purposes here today, we kind of just hit on a few of the machining technologies that were cited in the survey. But as I mentioned before, Top Shops is more about just machining technology. It's the financial and human resource aspects of running a business that all blend together to become a successful shop. So what I would encourage attendees at IMTS here is to stop by our booth. It's right at the entrance of the West Hall, W160. We have copies of our executive summary that we can hand out to you. Compares the benchmarking group to the other shops that participated in the survey. But it's got all of the data. Every question that was asked in the survey is included, so you can see exactly how your shop ranks against the top machining businesses in the United States.
That's some pretty powerful information.
It's very helpful. If you would try to go out and pay an organization to do this for you, it's going to cost you a lot. This is something we offer for free through Modern Machine Shop magazine. We're always trying to increase activity in manufacturing and increase the knowledge base that's out there. Modern Machine Shop magazine, what I appreciate about Top Shops is how well it complements Modern Machine Shop magazine. Owners of shops and managers, they don't get a chance to go visit the shop down the street to see what they're doing. The articles that we create for Modern Machine Shop kind of let them get a sneak peek under the hood, so to speak, of what other guys are doing. And they can think about how they might integrate new technologies and new processes in that way. Top Shops is the same way. This is intelligence that they just can't get without going out and paying an arm and a leg for it. So we're happy to offer this to the industry.
Just so I heard you correctly, you said that participation in the Top Shops benchmarking survey for Modern Machine Shop magazine is free.
It's completely free. In fact, our next survey goes online in January, and I would hope we would get more participation. I encourage shops to do that. We had a total of 350 or so shops in our 2012 edition, and maybe with a little added exposure, this is our second year, we can get a little bit more participation, and that's just going to make the data more solid. And it's also going to be helpful as we progress through this to follow trends. So we can see, is multitasking, are shops still looking to that, or has that become stagnant? Aspects like that is what's neat about continuing this on for the future.
So it's really for the good of the entire industry.
It is. It's really good for the industry. We also have a Top Shops LinkedIn group that we've created where shop owners or managers can go online and kind of access information and talk with each other about ways that they've found to become more effective, or pose questions to other group members so that they can kind of offer suggestions to them as well.
That's great. It sounds like you guys are covering all the angles.
We're trying. And if anyone has any questions, they can always contact me. My contact information is in the magazine every month. We have a special zone online where we have all of the information, including the executive summary. We have articles from past issues we've done highlighting the benchmarking results. And users can go to that zone at mmsonline.com/top shops. And they can find all of that information there waiting for them.
Well, thanks for taking the time to speak with us today, Derek. We really appreciate it.
I appreciate the opportunity, Jake. Thank you.
Absolutely. From the Advanced Manufacturing Center in the Gardner Business Media Lounge, this is Jake Irvin for IMTS TV and Shop Talk. We'll see you next time.